It seems that DJI has updated their color profiles. Again, for like the third time. Hey guys, welcome back. So yes, it looks like on 4/12, DJI did update their color profiles. They've actually added a couple. And so this is an update video to the video I did about the updated color. But this is color straight out of the camera. This is for those who do not feel like messing around with post-color work. They just want great color straight out of the camera, which I can completely relate to. So that's what you're about to see. I've shot all the color profiles except for D-Log, and I didn't shoot the black and white profile because since this is about best color straight out of camera, I didn't think those applied. The only adjustment that I made was in the subsetting. I took the sharpness down to -1, but contrast and saturation I left just as is at 0. And we've still got some great stuff here, great results, great color straight out of the camera, color that I would use for final production, I believe. All the video that you're going to see was shot with the DJI ND8 filter. I've got 2 clips for each color profile. The second clip I've overexposed just slightly just to bring up some of those shadows, because using a color profile in its standard setting, oftentimes you run the risk of crushing the blacks, and you'll see what I mean in some of these profiles. So you'll have one clip that's pretty straightforward and has a neutral exposure, and then the second clip is just slightly overexposed, but not too much to where it's not usable. Anyway, I'll go ahead and let this roll so you guys can check out the new color profiles for the Phantom 4 Pro and the Mavic Pro. D-Cinelike, of course, one of my favorites. It's nice and neutral and balanced, but it's a little bit soft on contrast, but still this looks great straight from camera. Normal is great straight out of the camera. That said, the shadows are a little bit crushed, but as you can see, this is a really pretty color profile. TrueColor is honestly kind of what it says it is, TrueColor. It's a very middle-of-the-road color profile where you've got good reds, greens, and blues. It's a little bit less saturated than the previous color profile where the shadows aren't quite as crushed. I went ahead and left art in here because even though art is very desaturated, I think art is a beautiful color profile straight from camera, just like it is here, with this super desaturated look. There's something that's kind of cinematic and moody about this, and I thought it was worth showing. Film is a very moody, cinematic color profile. The shadows on film are pushed extremely toward the blues. You can see on all those shadow areas how rich and blue that is. And the yellows are brought up quite a bit too, but this is a really pretty profile straight from camera. Cool is similar to the previous profile, but Cool has a little bit less reds in it. It's got much more blues and surprisingly a lot more yellows in it. Twilight's very pretty. It's got almost a duotone look to it, or a tritone look to it. It's got an overall blue cast. The white balance is pushed really hard toward the blues, but the shadows are also lifted quite a bit to where you don't get those crushed heavy blacks. So I really like this one straight from camera. Pail is a good color profile that's leaning a little bit more toward the red. The yellows are desaturated a little bit and the blues are desaturated also, but this is a good color profile that's kind of leaning toward the other spectrum instead of being so heavy in the blue. OldPhoto is really pretty. It's been tweaked a little bit. This is a profile that's got this really rustic red feel to it. You can see that the blues in this profile have been super desaturated. Look at that sky. It's almost like a black and white photo. The grasses that are usually green, the leaves that are usually yellow, are all leaning toward a very rust-like color. This is really pretty. Warm is a gorgeous color profile. This one brings back a little bit more of those yellows to the sky and the lighter areas. I wouldn't say the white balance is pushed to the yellow, but this is much more balanced compared to the earlier profiles that are very heavy in the blue areas and the shadows and midtones. Blue is very interesting because obviously it really pops in the blue areas, the sky and the water, but there's a lot of red in this blue. Look at the shadow areas down on the bottom left. You can see all of that red peeking through on that path. Blockbuster is probably one of my favorites. Blockbuster is a very neutral white balance, straight in the middle, But it's got very lifted shadows. You'll notice all those darker areas across the water and in the trees. Those are lifted quite a bit instead of being that really heavy inky black kind of look to it. But this is just a really pretty profile. This is another one I think that would be great to shoot an entire project on. Well, that's all I've got. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you're new, please subscribe and give me a like if you don't mind. And hopefully I will see you guys very soon. Thanks. Have a great day.